Hello there, welcome along to the Racing Post Ryder Cup Postcast. I'm Bruce Millington and I'm joined by my Racing Post colleagues Ian Wilkerson and Steve Palmer, as well as from Paddy Power, one of their esteemed golf traders. It's Sean Dooley making his postcast debut. Welcome along, Sean. We will look at what sort of a course Hazeltine is. Will it suit the Europeans or the Americans? Who's going to win? Who's going to be top scorer? What will the winning margin be? Who's going to be the best rookie, etc., etc. We will absolutely bombard you with facts, figures, and hopefully some great bets that will enhance your viewing pleasure from Friday to Sunday when the biennial tournament takes place. Okay, so first of all, Steve, before we get your verdict on who's going to win, hopefully we already know that because we've read your fantastic Ryder Cup supplement, but is Hazeltine the sort of course that's going to favour the Americans or the Europeans?
I think it slightly favours the Americans, if anything, because they're the slightly longer team, and Europe are the slightly straighter team, and Davis Love is aware of this, and that's why the rough is down this year at Hazeltine. There's hardly any rough there because of the
Christ, I called it Hazeltine. I've got off to a bad start there. I was thinking of Ovaltine, probably. It's Hazeltine, is it?
I haven't got a strong opinion on that. I don't know, but
whatever you and Murray cooks up.
What are people calling it?
I'm with you, Ovaltine, Hazeltine. Yeah.
What do you think it is, Sean?
Yeah, I'd be Hazeltine as well.
Hazeltine it is, right, okay. Right.
Okay, I voted, yeah. Well, Hazeltine's very long, 7,600 yards plus, tight tree line fairways, greens are quite small, but yeah, to answer your question, I think it slightly favours the States, but it's minimal.
Okay, Sean, first of all, welcome along to Racing Postcast. Now, I believe you didn't realise you were doing this till about 15 minutes.
No, about a half an hour ago. So your regular correspondent, Dave, decided to go off on holidays until tomorrow morning.
So
he's down.
So let's just get that straight. One of Paddy Power's golf traders is on holiday this week. It's only Ryder Cup week, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. He's left it all to me now. So
Where's he
down
gone,
playing. He's playing golf down in Waterford, I think, for the week.
Oh, lovely.
He's good friends with...
Do
you know Seamus Power, he's on the web.com tour. He'd be good friends with him now, so I think they might be linking up this week.
Oh, lovely. Where does he play? Waterford Castle, is it down there? I've played that.
I think everything, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Dunshot.
Okay, so Sean, are you senior to Dave or?
No, we'll call it a joint partnership.
Okay, fine. And what's your speciality? European tour or American tour?
Mostly American tour.
What's your punting been like this year?
It's been quite good. It was better than last year. Mickelson let me down for a lot there in the Open.
Oh, really?
Oh, well.
So which golf would you most like to take out for a slap-up meal for having done you such a big favour this year on the golf punting front?
Ooh, do you remember one called Vaughan Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I backed him in running at huge odds one time. So
what, this year?
Oh, no, well, that was at the end of 2000.
Pebble Beach, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He came from a ridiculous way back, didn't he? And which golf would you like to chuck a golf ball in the face? Because he's
there's one called Roberto Castro now who's let me down a few times. Kind of got me excited and then thrown it away.
Oh, well, Steve, which golf would you most like to throw a golf ball in the face of?
That's a fantastic question. I think I still haven't got over what happened to Danny Willett in the Italian Open, so I think I'll throw one at him.
Oh no! Let's say let's not be quite so violent about it. But you won't be sending him a Christmas card. Let's say that, shall we? That's what we normally say in these.
That's better, yeah.
Right. Okay, Ian Wilkerson, who's going to win the Ryder Cup and why?
I think the Americans are going to win the Ryder Cup, mainly because they've got a team of solid tour performers, top 10 members of the world's top 25 in their team compared to just 5 for the Europeans. Really, it's an anti-European, too many question marks about perhaps the people towards the bottom of the
Brexit thing. It's not the same as Brexit, is it?
Yeah.
It's a slightly different. You don't have to hate Europe.
No. Okay. Well, I never did anyway. But
good.
Too many question marks about the lads at the bottom of the list, really. Chris Wood struggled for a long time, so has Andy Sullivan. They've got in on their performances earlier on. They're hardly coming to the track at the peak of their powers. Thomas Pieters, perhaps a bit more the other way, perhaps a bit of, he had 2 or 3 really good weeks that got him over the line. They've got not so much experience. I think the Americans are going to grind it out, and I think they'll win.
Steve, what do you think?
I think the United States will win as well, I'm afraid, but I can't see Europe getting an absolute pasting. I think winning 3 in a row has given us being Europe, a significant psychological edge. And the Americans are inevitably going to be nervous early on. I mean, there's so much pressure on those guys. The Minnesota crowd are expecting to see a victory. The media are expecting to see a victory. The favourites tag has been hyped up by the captain himself by saying it's the best team they've ever assembled. So Yeah, I think American nerves will keep it close, but the lack of strength in depth in the European side will tell in the end. I think in the final four-ball session and then in the singles, the squad weakness will tell. So, I think USA by 15-13 would be my correct score recommendation.
Steve, answer me this. How much of a bigger deal for the Americans is the Ryder Cup than the President's Cup?
Oh, much more so, yeah.
Much more so, definitely?
Yeah, much more so.
I've seen tears shed at the end of President's Cups as well, you know.
Yeah, but
don't go thinking Europe's better than the rest of the world.
Because they win that all the time, they get a bit blasé about it now.
Well, hang on,
but
that is my point. They absolutely piss it every single time the President's Cup is on. So this idea that they a bag of nerves and don't know how to play team golf, I'm not having that. Surely the President's Cup supremacy must filter into the general overall excellence in this.
But the fact they've gone 3 without winning this is putting huge psychological pressure on them. And, you're right, the two teams are often quite similar. But, no, I don't see how they can not be... I didn't say they'd be a bag of nerves, but I think they are, psychologically, they've got a bit of a problem there.
OK. Sean, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, so I completely agree with you here, Bruce. So the US, I'll just run through the prices. So we have US at 4-7, Europe at 15-8, and the tie here at 12. The only thing holding the US price up here is those type of factors you're talking about. Like buy rights, buy numbers, they should be 1-2, 4-9. What's holding the price up is this kind of idea that the Europe is a better spirit, that the US are bag of nerves, etc., etc.
Mumbo jumbo, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, as bookmakers were kind of told to completely ignore all that rubbish. It's the last 7 victories, like 7's a small sample size as well. Of
course it is.
Like just by pure matchups, if you're pricing up each matchup, like you can't go with any other results, only the US.
I like the world ranking stats are not as emphatic as they're being made out to be, though. I mean, the Americans average 16.3 and Europe average 27.8. I don't think that the golf in the rankings is as significant as it's being.
Would you say
out.
That's partly because there's more of a weighting towards the European Tour than there should be on the rankings?
Possibly, it's definitely the weak. Yeah, I know what you mean. It is the weaker tour, but I when I see the rankings being told when you count out the numbers, it looks like a massive golf. But when you average it out, it really isn't. But no, the Americans got the stronger team, but I don't think by that much.
Steve, do you think it's going to come down to putting? And if so, who's got the best? Who's best at putting?
Statistically, the Americans are best at putting. They're the longer team, and they're the best at putting. So that's a great combination for winning. So I think the Americans are going to win, but I just didn't want to get heavily involved at that odds on. I know high rollers like yourself have found that very easy to do, but they're not for me at that price.
Do you think if you're coming into this with slightly more prolific winning form, I know obviously regular readers of your Sunday column will know and feel for you, it hasn't gone too well on the old betting front lately. Do you think if you had a bigger tank, you might be a little bit more bullish, or do you think you'd still be slightly more cautious?
I think, I probably would have had a better 4-6 maybe if that's still available today. But, anything shorter than that wouldn't have interested me, no.
OK, fair enough. We'll have a quick break and we'll look at some of the other markets on offer.
Holes. Max £25 per match. 18 plus. Gambleware.co.uk.
OK, welcome back. We've looked at the outright. I think we all agree that America are going to win to varying degrees of confidence. So let's look at the top point scorers. We'll do the Americans first. And Sean Dooley, how do Paddy Power bet on top American scorer?
Yeah, so we've Dustin Johnson here at 7-2, Jordan Spieth 9-2, Patrick Reed 11-2, Brooks Koepka 10s, Phil at 10s, Ricky Fowler 11s. We've JB, Matt Kuchar at 12s. Ryan Moore, Jimmy Walker and Brandt Snedeker all at 16s, and Zach Johnson 18-1.
Oh, I've got a really big fancy. We'll stick with you first, Sean. You go first. Who's going to be top American scorer?
Well, I quite like Patrick Reed now and everything this week, but for this particular market, I'm going to say Matt Kuchar. There's kind of the talk is that he's very likely to play with Dustin Johnson, we'll say, in the foursomes. Now, if they play well the first day, you could see Matt playing 2 games, possibly even, we'll say, 4 over the first 2 days, which would be 5 overall. And obviously he's playing with what we'll say is the best player in the field in Dustin. So at 12-1, it looks slightly overpriced. to my eyes.
Righty-ho. Remind me, is it foursomes then 4 balls, or is it the other way round first 2 days?
Foursomes first.
Foursomes first and 4 balls second. Do you remember that, Steve? We were lucky enough to be at Valhalla in 2008. It was so exciting, wasn't it, on that first tee that first morning? Absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic, with Oliver Wilson's brother.
That's right, we were, yeah. It'd be interesting to be with Danny Willett's brother this time, wouldn't it? See,
it would, yeah. I think he's
in a bunker somewhere.
Yeah, and not the sort of bunker with sand in it, but the sort of bunker you take cover in. Wilco, top US point scorer, who do you like?
I like Reed. This seems right up his alley, this competition. I mean, he blew people away in Glen Eagles last time when people wrote him off, said, he's just brash, arrogant, the crowd will get on everything. And he really stuck it up to him, even though the Yanks didn't win. I really like him. I just think Dustin Johnson and Spieth are 2 people who head him in the back, just a little bit short for my liking. Spieth, not quite. I mean, I suppose it was inevitable this year that he wouldn't quite reach the heights.
Not had a great year, has he?
He's not had a brilliant year. Dustin, although, when he's on, brilliant, best golfer in the world, but sometimes, a little bit inconsistent perhaps. So, I'll go with Reed. I think he's going to have a big week.
Steve, how confident are you with the early pairings that you can nail these 4 partnerships that Davis Love will send out in the morning?
I'm more confident about the American ones than the European ones.
Go on, tell us what you think the American ones will be on the first.
I think they'll open up with Spieth and Reed. I think they'll be the ones leading from the front. That's their best combination. And then Kuchar and Dustin Johnson. Love selected them in 2012 and they won both their matches, and it's a beautifully balanced combo. So I think they'll go second. And I think Ryan Moore and Brandt Snedeker, both quite tidy players. And I think Moore was the one that Love was going to find it difficult to integrate into the squad. And I think Snedeker's got the best character for him. And then Mickelson and Zach Johnson played nicely in the President's Cup together. I think that would be the last match out. So that would be my prediction.
All right, and who's going to be top US scorer?
I'm with Wilco. I think Reed. I mean, it's interesting. It's easy to forget that he was a rookie at Glen Eagles and absolutely tore it up and was the star of the competition. And that should inspire the European rookies really, that they can do a Reed.
And Sean, you're Reed as well, aren't you?
Yeah. So just on Reed, like if you take the top combined, which I factor him in, the difference between his price and Spieth's price is quite big. Now the only way they're going to win is, let's say they get 1.5 points, 2 points on the first day, then he's going to keep the partnership together. So by rights, Spieth and Reed should really be around the same price.
Okay, you're absolutely right. Reed should be shorter because he's more likely to win the singles. Because yes, we all remember Spieth's capitulation from the front against McDowell in the last singles. That's not the only time he's failed in singles for America. His President's Cup singles performances have been poor. Whereas Reed, you'd be very confident that he's going to win his singles. So I don't get why Spieth is any shorter than Reed.
What's your take? Have you heard the rumour on him telling Davis that he's playing all 5 and that he's only playing with Spieth?
Reed said that, has he?
Supposedly, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Love he has been quite a weak captain in the last few days, hasn't he? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think Ricky Fowler probably told him to bring Bubba Watson in, and Love just seems to be doing whatever the players want, so that wouldn't surprise me.
It's like Big Sam is with Rooney, or was with Rooney. Play wherever you want, whenever you want. But what about Jimmy Walker then? I had this really strong fancy. Now you're telling me he's not going to play.
Yeah, I don't know where the strong fancy come from.
He would suit. Hang on a second. What is all this Moore and Snedeker? The only partnership they'll be doing is one will be pouring the milk into the players' teas, and the other one will be carrying the tray out for them. Surely, why would you pick those two?
Well, Moore looks a hell of a player for foursomes, the way he performed at Eastlake, and not just at Eastlake, but he's only had one indiscretion in the last 6 or 7 outings. He's been brilliant for a long time, and he's not been missing fairways. He's a really solid foursomes player. I think he's a certainty for the foursomes, but won't play the 4 balls.
Really?
If you played the APTs with Walker, he would definitely suit the track. It's a long way decent putter as well.
Can you just tell everyone what play the ATPs is?
The APTs, the figures that we put on the price boxes in the golf every week. P for strength being power, A for the strength being accuracy, and T for the touch and putting around the greens.
Okay, right. Well, I'm sticking with Jimmy Walker, whatever you say. Top European scorer, how'd you bet, Sean Dooley?
Okay. Rory 7-2. We've Justin Rose at 5s. Henrik Stenson 11-2. Sergio Garcia 6s. Danny Willett 9s. Martin Keimer 12-1. As is Thomas Peters. As is Lee Westwood. Rafa Cabrera-Bello 14s. Andy Sullivan 16s. Matthew Fitzpatrick 16s. And Chris Wood at 33s.
Okay, and we'll stick with you, Sean, for a selection.
Okay, so I think the top here is very, very solid. I definitely respect Justin Rose. My only concern is that he'll likely play with Henrik Stenson a bit. Stenson has this kind of niggling knee issue. I think he's kind of holding off surgery until maybe after the event. So just on that basis, we actually have an enhanced special here in Rory at 9-2 on site. So 9-2 in this market looks rock solid now.
Who's he going to play with, Steve?
Rory's playing with Sullivan in the opening foursomes tomorrow.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it, no?
No doubt about that.
Is that a good partnership, do you think?
They'll
have some fun out there, won't they?
Half of it is. I mean, I wouldn't back McIlroy because of that. I mean, it's probably the second worst partner he could possibly get. So,
why has he done it then? Surely you give Rory whoever he wants, don't you? And you just say, right, we're going to try and get...
He probably wants him. Rory probably wants someone he's going to get on with. Rather, he's not thinking like who's going to win the point with. He thinks he can win the point with Sullivan. He wants to. He's great. He's great friends with Sullivan. Their relationship blossomed over the last year or so.
Oh, fair enough.
A few jewels in the desert. So he probably wanted him. But but I've been going around in circles with the European pairings. At the start of the week, I thought it was pretty obvious, and now I'm less so. It does seem from the noises coming out from the camp in the last 24 hours, he's going to use a lot of rookies in that first session, which I didn't anticipate at the start of the week. Got a lot of good sources over there, and I think we could have 3 rookies in that first session from what I'm hearing.
Good heavens. So who are you going with? You're going with the fine young man, aren't you, Steve?
The fine young man, yes, Justin Rose. He's 36 now, so
he's just a fine man.
Still young for some of us.
But I think Rose is the bet, 11-2. I mean, I agree with what Sean said. The Stenson injury issue obviously has to be a concern, but he's very, very positive about it yesterday, Stenson. He says he's capable of playing 5 matches, and I see them playing at least 3 together, and it's such a formidable pairing, isn't it? Rose and Stenson, awesome in the last Ryder Cup, and what a summer they've had. Open champion, Olympic champion, ball striking. They're 2 absolute colossus. Is there a
colossi?
Yes. Interesting.
They're 2 absolute colossi of the ball striking
2 absolute
world.
great strikers.
And I see this course being perfect for them. So, I think Rose will play 5 matches. Stenson probably won't. So Rose plays 5 matches, and I think he could win 5 points conceivably if he gets a bit of luck with a draw.
Righty-ho. Wilco, who do you think will be top European scorer?
I'd like to throw Sergio Garcia into the ring.
Okay.
He's played 32 matches in 7 appearances at the Ryder Cup, and that suggests that he'll see plenty of action this week, particularly in an inexperienced team. Loves the Ryder Cup. I think he's got a decent win record. I think.
Who will he play with?
Who do you think, Steve?
Bayo on the first day.
Yeah.
My best guess of the foursomes now would be McIlroy and Sullivan, Garcia, Cabrera, Bayo, Keimer and Peters, and Rose and Stenson.
I like Rose as well. I appreciate Steve's arguments about Rose. I don't know about McIlroy. I think he might be a bit short. Obviously, he's playing out of his boots, but he's playing with 11 players who aren't.
He's also played some very bad rounds as well. I mean, let's not get too carried away by what happened the other week. I mean, it's not like he's absolutely, ripping it up every week.
If you wanted to just get over, there's 6-1 Garcia with Paddy Power playing 50 odds for 5 places. I cannot see him not getting in the top 4.
Really? Okay, fair enough. Righty-ho. Right, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll look back at the rest of the markets and get everybody's best bet of the week.
Here's Paddy Power's latest offer for the Ryder Cup. For all matches, get double odds if your match bet wins by 4 or more holes. Max £25 per match. 18 plus. Gambleware.co.uk.
Welcome back to the Racing Post Ryder Cup Postcast. It's Bruce Millington, Steve Palmer, Ian Wilkerson, and from Paddy Power, Sean Dooley. And this is the bit where I let the 3 guys have a go at whatever market they like that we haven't already covered. So you've got winning margin, you've got top rookie, you've got whatever you want. Give us a couple of bets each, and then we will get your very best bet before we wrap it up. And Sean, as your Postcast debutant, you can go first. What do you like?
Yeah, Grant. So we'll go with the banker first. To just go back to the US dominance, we've stuck up a handicap market, so it's USA -2, Euro +2, and we'll have the draw, which will be 15-13. So USA -2 at evens. I think if they do go on and win it, they will do it with a bang and put on a show. If it kind of gets tight, that's where I'd be getting worried on their side. And for a bigger price one, the top scoring rookie, just obviously going around in circles again, but Sullivan, based on him playing with Rory, I think if they get off to a great start, he'll probably play 2 games maybe the Friday, and on that then he'll have a huge chance in that market. Just will it? I kind of have a feeling Willett and Westwood could be in the first pairing there, or it could be, we'll say, early on Friday. So Willett may play 5 matches, which would make him a big danger in that, but we'll see how that
what's
goes.
the betting on top rookie? It's quite an interesting one this year, isn't it?
Yeah, so we have Willett and Koepka as a 4-1 favourites. Ryan Moore is 9-2. Andy Sullivan and Matt Fitzpatrick are 6-1. 13-2 Thomas Peters, Rafa Cabrera-Bello 15-2, and Chris Wood is 11-1.
Okie doke. So, Sean, your short one is the Americans on the handicap, getting a 2-point start, and as a bigger price, you like as top rookie Andy Sullivan. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
That summed that up. Wilco, what about you?
Sticking with the rookie markets, I like Willett both on the top debutant and the 11-4 top European rookie. I just think he's going to play a lot more than everybody else. Not reading too much about the kerfuffle that broke this morning. I think these things are always overblown. So I really like that one. And elsewhere, Paddy Power done some nice match bets between players, and I like Martin Keimer to beat Mickelson at evens. Keimer's got decent course form. He was 6th when Hazeltine in the 2009 US PGA. And although he slipped down the rankings a little bit, he's still a solid performer in this. And I'm not so sure about Mickelson, really. 19 points he's won in 41 matches. I think we've seen the best of him in this.
That's not great, is it?
And I think even money, there's so many good Americans that if he doesn't play well early on, then he might not get the opportunities to play so much over the weekend. So I will go, Keimer at even money to score more points than Mickelson.
Do they have the tie in those, or do you get your money back if it's a tie, Sean?
Yeah, it's drawn a bet.
Oh, that's good, yeah. There's nothing worse, is there? The tie's a big pain in the arse in golf, isn't it? Stevie, what do you like?
Well, I love Wilco's comment there about these things are always overblown. I'm trying to rack my brains for the last time that a player's brother wrote a jingoistic attack on the other team.
It was in reference to all sort of off-course matters, Stephen.
I
specific.
Well, Steve, I mean, let's talk about the crowd
today, and it was disappointing for me because I've backed Willett for top rookie. It is the most interesting market. I'm going to talk about it as well. And I was really disappointed with that intervention. I'm not so confident now. I'm sensing that Willett and Westwood could get squeezed out of that first session just to take the sting out of it.
But Steve, when we were at Valhalla, the crowds were perfectly civil, weren't they? They were very supportive of the Americans.
That's because we had stars and stripes on when we were around us. I mean, we backed America that year, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we did. No.
I don't mean civil to us. You mean
no, not to us. I didn't know who the hell we were. I mean, but I'm just in general to the players. It wasn't like there was any great advantage, was it? They weren't booing or heckling or whatever. They were getting by the people. Now I don't know whether the demographic of the people who are going to be there this week is going to be different. Is it more kind of blue collar and rowdy?
It's a very sporty place, Minnesota.
Right.
Counts, but I don't know what that means
Steve,
either. But
Steve,
no, this is going to be loud. Sorry, go on, Wilco.
Well, I was just saying, so what's putting you, the thing that's putting you off Willett perhaps is more that Clark might leave him on the sideline to keep him out of the firing line rather than this whole fuss affecting him personally.
Well, yeah, but hang on a sec, Steve. Let me just jump in on that because, the point there is if it comes down to a crucial singles game, and, everyone has got a bit whipped up, they won't forget what's happened there with Willett's brother, will they? And they may well decide to prove him right by being very brash and noisy.
Absolutely.
It might not help. I
thought Love should have reacted. Love had a great chance there to react to it in a tactical way, didn't he? I mean, he was very honourable in what he did say, but he could have said, well, this crowd will be noisy. They'll get exactly what they'll expect, and really hype up the crowd further. So,
Love's too much of a gentleman for that.
Yeah, he was very, very gentlemanly in how he reacted to that.
You couldn't be horrible with a name like Love, though, could you really?
I'm just trying to think if there's anyone...
No, I backed Willett at the start of the week and for top rookie, and now my confidence is waning away because, as I say, the Sullivan-McIlroy partnership, I didn't expect that for the opening foursomes at the start of the week, but I do now, and then the fact that Garcia is now not with McIlroy. Garcia has to play in the opening foursomes. I mean, his foursomes record is absolutely fantastic. So you run it, if you include Rose and Stenson as well, you're running out of room for that Willett and Westwood combo. So they may well get squeezed out. This might be the little bit of something that convinces Clark to drop Westwood and Willett for that first session.
Righty ho.
So to cut a long story short, I think Willett and Sullivan are the two bets in the top rookie market. You can back them both.
Do you like anything else? Margin, hole in one, anything like that?
Margin.
Not there is anything like that. Hole in two.
Yeah, I think USA to win by 2 or 3 points. Hole in one probably won't be one. Of £1 million on that.
Okay.
No, a top overall point scorer, I think, Rose at 14-1. You could back Rose and Reed in that market, back both of them, and you get a good run for your money. There's not a lot to bet on in the Ryder Cup, really. Is
It's not actually a great betting event, is it?
It's not a huge betting event, no.
But hopefully what you're about to hear will be very good bets. Here are the best bets of the Ryder Cup.
This will not be beaten.
I always think it's a ridiculous waste, isn't it, when Steve's here?
I was just
perfectly
thinking
happy to
exactly the
sing,
same thing.
And we use audio on that. Right, Sean Dooley, you've already made superb contributions to this transmission, so round it off in style with your one best bet of the whole Ryder Cup.
Yeah, so the top US rookie point scorer market. So we only have 2 runners here. Koepka and Moore. I think, like Moore, he wasn't practicing with them early in the week. I'd say he was Davis had his hand forced by picking him. This course should suit Koepka a lot more. I can just see Koepka playing at least one more game than Moore's, which just makes it a standout bet.
What price is Koepka?
Sorry, 8-11, 11-10.
8-11 Koepka to be top US rookie. That is Sean Dooley's. Oh, go on.
To beat Moore in a match bet, basically.
Okay, jolly good. Wilco?
Keimer to beat Mickelson at even money. And a correct score, 16-12 to the Americans.
Steve?
Matt Kuchar, top American wildcard. I think the 5-2's gone now, but 12-5 is still full of juice. 4-runner contest. Kuchar should get more opportunity than the other 3, as well as probably getting a dream partner. Dustin Johnson seems likely to be alongside him. So Kuchar could easily get 4 matches in which to score points, while Ricky Fowler, JB Holmes and Ryan Moore will probably not get anywhere near that amount.
Splendid. Okay, well, you're all messing around with short ones. I'm going to go big. I'm going to go with Jimmy Walker, top overall point scorer each way, both sides. What price is that, Sean?
1 moment now.
I reckon it's about 25-33-1. So whatever it is, lump on.
So on this, we've 5 places of 5th on this, and we've Walker at just on the top Euro and top US. We've 4 places of 5th on each. So I think if you were getting 12 runners in a 4 place,
I'm very happy to hear that.
And a graded horse race now, you'd be all over. So
wow.
28-1, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Sean. Thanks, Wilco. Thank you, Steve. Hope you all have a good week. We will be back tomorrow with a horse racing podcast, which has got Ed Chamberlain on from ITV, so that will be good. And also, if you go onto the site and have a look around, you will find the Weekend Football Postcast, so plenty to get stuck into. Thanks very much for listening.
Here's Paddy Power's latest offer for the Ryder Cup. For all matches, get double odds if your match bet wins by 4 or more holes. Max £25 per match. 18+. Gambleware.co.uk.